Well, it's the 15th annual Denny Palmer Memorial Walleye Classic. I'm Jason Walter for the Fishing Crew. We sit down with anglers before the rules meeting, which started at 7 o'clock tonight. These will be actually airing during the rules meeting. So we hope you enjoy the content and the information that we get out of great anglers like Hunter Hirvela. Hunter, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Great to have you here.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
I can tell the excitement in your voice is amazing. But you're a quiet kid, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're just kind of laid back.
I try to keep to myself.
That's all right. That's all right. What are you? 20?
I'm 19. I turned 20 in August.
Okay, all right. You were 2023 was your year.
Yep.
You were Team of the Year with the Casino Cup, right? In 2023. So that was with Sheldon.
Yep, Sheldon and Bob.
And Bob, so here's a cool story. If you want to put things all together, if you don't follow walleye fishing as closely as some of us do, Hunter fished with Sheldon Midinger, who was huge in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
the
been
guy
doing
was
it forever.
He's just been doing it for so as Bob Crow. But here's the deal: Bob Crow won the National Walleye Tour in Pierre on Lake Sharp. Early in the season, it was the very first tournament. You've got connections to Bob Crow and Sheldon Midinger, which puts you pretty much in the driver's seat. You're learning a ton of stuff from these guys.
Yeah, it's great, especially with the technology we have and just learning things they've learned forever, everywhere. You can put so much together with the technology we have, the info they know. It's amazing how much you can learn about fish.
So, at 19, is it a little intimidating to be fishing with guys of that caliber?
It was, but honestly, for now I've been doing it for about 5 years, and so, I kind of just feel at home. It feels normal. Our expectations are high, no matter who it is. If I'm with them, if I'm with Luke, we've learned a lot. They've taught us a lot. I just have high expectations for ourselves.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you have to. You got to be there, right? You have to have that high expectation. If you're going out to win a tournament, you know, I guess you got to be on top of your game. You got to know what's going on. Take for instance when you guys were Team of the Year in 2023. Did you have 4 first place? 4 out of how many?
I think we had out of the 4 tournaments, our worst finish was 17th.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them, I think, were 3 top 10s. And
and
it was kind of like you got on a run and you couldn't do anything wrong.
I think that's the funny thing when we talk to people, and I don't care if it's Bob Crow or Sheldon or Tyson Keller or Dwayne Chelm or whoever it happens to be, Max Sheets, Garrett McCumsey, they're all winners, right? And they all say it just that day we couldn't do anything wrong.
Yep, just like Bob said when he won in Pierre, he had a 9-pounder and a 7-pounder, and he's like, I couldn't do anything wrong. It was just everything went good, and you can't complain.
No, and honestly, when you look back at Pierre, at the weather, which is much like today, by the way, you know, just kind of cold and dreary, and you would think that it was the end of March or the 1st of April for the way today's been here in Mobridge, but it's going to get better. But that whole 9 and 7-pounder, I think one after another in the same spot. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
No,
right?
He told me to the day before the tournament. I called him. I said, so what's going on? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, I've only caught 1 or 2 overs this week. I pulled up where I'm planning to start tomorrow, and I rolled a good one, and I came up with a big walleye scale. And I said, he timed it perfectly because he was fishing a spawning flat, and he knew those fish were going to pull up. And lucky enough, the day they pulled up, it was the first day of the tournament.
Bam, and they were pre-spawn walleye. Amazing. Now, of course, go ahead.
Actually, the 9-pounder he said was actually dumping eggs in his live well. So
that's right. Yeah,
he was worried.
Making a mess.
He was worried he was going to lose some weight.
A little. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know, maybe not that much, but for the most part, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Now, these obviously are post-spawn walleye, but I ran into 4 guys, Joe, Matt, Mitch, and Jace, that had 232s today. There was a 14 caught today. We've got low pressure. We've got weird, wacky weather, and the fish are still biting. So tomorrow,
and they're biting good.
Yeah, a little change in, but tomorrow could just be monumental. Really,
it could be. Honestly, like we got up at 5:30 this morning, and I told Luke he goes, I'm gonna go look for some slots, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go do my own thing. And my first fish of the morning was a giant, and then another one, and then another one. And I'm like, what? It just seemed like you couldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, right. Oh, see, and that's the mentality you got to have for tomorrow too,
Yep.
right? Can't do anything wrong. So can we talk about programs at all? I know a lot of walleye guys keep things really
Yeah.
but,
I mean, obviously nowadays we're going to be live scoping. For our slots, we're probably just going to be pulling bouncers. And I don't know, we haven't decided yet if we're going to go for our slots or overs first. But the shape of this fishery right now is insane. Like, if you don't go to, for me and Luke, if we don't go out fishing in one day and not catch a 30-incher, it was a bad day.
yeah, see that is
And some people have never caught a 30-incher in their life.
In their life. I haven't. I have 310s all under 28
30
inches,
yep.
28, 27. One was 26, and they were just fat, huge
Yep.
fish. And that one was actually 9 pounds and 14 ounces. So I'm cheating when I call it a 10. But that's the crazy thing about this fishery. Now, for those guys that would maybe run way south, like south of the Morrow, I think things are really tough and tight down there. So I don't know that anybody's going to go to Buffalo Skin or down all the way down to Dodge Draw. I think as long as you could, if you can stay in the Grand, maybe go down. Probably the Morrow is as far south as some of these guys are going to go, and a lot of them are local, so I think they'll probably stick around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of locals that know and have been fishing a lot or every day and know areas. Like, we're staying down in Akaska with the Shillings, and Bo's like, yeah, I got 6 over 28 this week or something. And I'm like, oh, what?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know when Tom Boley was tenting in Akaska.
Yeah, I've seen that
right.
too.
Was that not
I think that was
31
recent,
inch or 11
yeah.
pounds? And he went out of Akaska, and I don't know if he ended up, I think he was in the trees.
Yeah.
That's a key for a lot of guys here. I guess the one thing that we didn't talk about, where are you from exactly?
I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was going to throw it out there early on. And I just make sure that I know whether you're actually from Bismarck.
Me and Luke are from Bismarck, and I met Luke through buddies, and he really loves to fish. And he's helped me a lot. So this year I told him, let's fish together. So we've just been running around fishing what we can. And
yeah, it's a great idea.
We were headed to Winnipeg actually, and the registration opened for this. And he showed me it on his phone, and I said, let's go.
Yeah, so you picked Big Mo over.
We were headed to Winnipeg this winter.
Okay.
It was in March.
It was this. Okay, all right.
Yep.
So you're
and the registration opened,
and then it opened up, and you're like, no, let's do this.
And he said, we got to go. And I said, yeah, we better. So we signed up. I think it was like an hour after the registration opened, and we signed up, and we said, we're going.
Excellent. I figured you signed up early because your name was pretty high on the list.
Yep, we signed up early.
So pretty excited about you guys fishing this thing from Bismarck. So, welcome to South Dakota. Welcome to Mobridge. Good luck to you. I'm thinking tomorrow's hammer time.
I hope so.
All right. Hunter Hirvela, thank you very much. It's the 15th annual Denny Palmer Memorial Walleye Classic.